Ka-chaya! It's the intro. How we doing, Lions? Who juicing like a motherfucker, my boy? Quit playing with me. Happy Sunday. All right, how we doing, Lions? JV, if your ass is not in a fucking long now. How many of you guys were here yesterday with me? JV, you fucking with it? If it doesn't sweep the high, you gotta get in at the blue line. Did you happen to take it? If you didn't, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, I could do this all day, brother. If you could miss longs all the way to 120, I could give you a long every day if it actually is a long to be had, you know? That's the point, I guess, is every day you've got an opportunity. So hopefully you juiced. But yeah, the point is, brother, is you need to be able to understand that if you don't sweep there, that this is where you can get in, you know, and any of these is your invalidation. Yeah, but I hope the weekend stuff helped. Even if it doesn't click, you know, there's always every day we can learn and improve. So JV says, I got filled like 60%. I was trying to get full fill till end of golden pocket. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that part is really difficult. You know, the like we talked about yesterday, it's the breakage and then the claiming of that ultimately you want to get in. You know, it really doesn't matter how low it goes. On some exchanges, it's going to go lower than others. But I'm glad you're in it, JV. But JV, isn't it amazing, brother, that there's so many things that you have to take into consideration? First attempt, but it's shitty, right? So we're anticipating this. During RTH, we understand that the CME single print is right here. So we're, you know, if it's the weekend, sure, we can include that. But while RTH is running, the CME single print is going to take more precedence. So we take that one, right? But we understand that Consuela is not finished yet. So we still are ready for this one, right? I told you limits like this, right? And even if you miss the initial one, you have this opportunity and you have this opportunity. So you can't sit there and be like, oh, fuck, I missed it, blah, 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 blah. You got to be ready to take advantage of the next one. So, and then, you know, things like if it doesn't clean that, then you want to take it for when it does clean it. So, you know, now all eyes on the 2-hour candle close, JV, because this candle close needs to try and stay above 105, basically, like we talked about yesterday. And then, like, look at this shit, dude. Isn't that crazy? So, like, let's say, for example, you told me that you missed the long here. You know that you're going to try to get something like this. We could do this every day, all day. And have we not? That's what we've been doing for the last 3 years. Boy, quit playing with me. But anyways, congratulations, JV. And you even said it's going to lose VWAP. Yes. Yes, you want it to lose VWAP. So, you know, this, don't get got on something like this. It hasn't changed structure yet. You still have the chance to get it. Just set your alerts. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know? Yep. But the question is if I wasn't streaming yesterday and if I didn't say any of that, could you still have gotten it? Because that's what used to happen 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I wouldn't show up on Saturday and say shit like that. And then I would have pixel perfect entry. And then Mario would be like, that's testnet. That's testnet. What do you mean you're in from here? How the fuck? No, that's testnet. Let's see here. Hazy says I wasn't there. That's okay. I don't know if MGK did a highlight for the weekend ones. Did he? Oh, bruh. The highlights are there. Yeah. I'm all like in the time thinking about, well, you know, if you feel like that, then you're, or if you're just hold this. You're allowing yourself deviations of how much is that? About $124, it looks like. Like, imagine what they want is a continuation. God damn, boy! Catch it! Oh, it's gotta be testnet. Fuck, bro. That's gotta be testnet. Hazy says, Kimba, your soul 155 is here. Yeah, my alerts actually went off. But we talked about this yesterday. And again, Hazy, I just saw the soul thing in here. Yeah, look. We already did the soul TA. Hazy, yesterday. So make sure you get caught up. Yeah, there was a bunch of lions that longed this yesterday. And we said, that's okay. But can you give it up for useless lines though? Isn't that crazy? Look, SFP or failed auction. And so yesterday we were talking about, yeah, we marked this as a failed auction level. A bunch of lions were in it. But me personally, I'm waiting for 120 is what we discussed yesterday. It's all in here. Exclamation YouTube. Make sure you get caught up, okay? JV says, I told you it's exactly how we talked about yesterday. Yes, but it's because it's math. It's not because I'm fucking psychic. You know, it's probabilities and structure and what it's supposed to do. Is it going to do everything that it's supposed to do every fucking time? Nope. Yeah, but it's the high probability thing. And the thing is like, as long as you understand what the high probability outcome is supposed to be, the beautiful thing is, even if it doesn't happen, you know that the high probability thing not happening is the big deal. And you can use that to figure out what you want to do next. It's one thing where the low probability thing doesn't happen, but when the high probability thing doesn't happen, you can start to look at the data that you were looking at for when it was a high probability scenario and use that and be like, okay, it was supposed to reject here. The fact that it's building so much value above it is extremely bullish. I'm going to take the bullish retest long here, you know? And you can have that confidence that you're not going to end up top longing and immediately flip if you have to. So it's always good to have like a threshold of, hey, below here, bearish, hey, above here, bullish, and just commit to that idea. Otherwise, you know, if you can't commit to something, like understanding, hey, if we don't get above here, we can always take this long, like we talked about yesterday. If you don't have that kind of conviction, you're always going to be like pussyfooting. So, happy Sunday, Ludo. JV says, I still got like 20% short for that top in case we won't reach higher. Nice. Yeah. It's still inconclusive. CME isn't open. Obviously, if we don't get back above, right? So yeah, the only difference is that this is a fail auction structure before it's popping, where this is a 3 drives before, you know, nuking. So if this had looked like this, then it would be a little bit different. So concept-wise, it's the same, but these guys have different tolerances on what you would allow and what you wouldn't. But yeah, pretty cool. And then like you got to be understanding of So this is one of those things, JV, where you would already mentally be thinking to yourself, you do not want to end up FOMOing right here. You know, if this just starts to go, you need to be like, dude, I need to chase it like here because, I can't like long right here and then this happens. And we already talked about this yesterday too, didn't we? Like all the higher time frame stuff. And I think we actually drew like if it's going to go up here, does it really matter? Like if your entry is here, 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 here. Kind of doesn't. But anyways, the main point is if it wants to do that, you're in a situation where you can't lose any money. And so that's the most glorious thing about it all, Wiztar says, so on weekends, you want to rely more on TPO than volume indicators? Exactly, Wiztard. And do you know why? Why would we maybe rely more on time than volume? Because it's the weekend. And whether it's the weekend, whether it's a 3-day holiday weekend, whether it's even like Macaulay Culkin, right? Because CME and banks are offline. So there's just common sense wise, there's less liquidity that has the opportunity to flow in, right? If I wanted to buy $50 million worth or $10 million worth of Bitcoin, I can't do that if my bank is closed. Because that kind of volume needs to be through a wire or ACH or something that's going to require funds verification. And the bank, financial institutions, those things will be off. So any sort of significant capital inflow completely stops during the weekend and Macaulay Culkin time. But yep, that's correct, Wiztard. And every single thing that we do should have a commonsensical, logical reason why, Wiztard says, one day this will change when the majority of liquidity is on chain. Not really, no. Do you know when it will change? It's going to be twofold. One, CME goes 24/7. The stock market, the stock exchange goes 24/7. Okay? The amount of liquidity that pension funds, retirement funds, hedge funds, it's incomparable to the amount of money that could flow in on chain. Okay? The real money, the real liquidity, the real money that has the ability to quote unquote invest in something is going to always be off chain. Therefore, you're going to need CME to go 24/7, and it will. All right. So when the stock markets go 24/7, 365, that's when you're actually going to have volume during the weekend. Yeah. And then you're going to have a bunch of liquidity flowing on chain, and you're correct about that. But you could have 90% of the liquidity on chain. It'll still be it'll be a drop in the bucket compared to the actual institutional liquidity. Yeah, but I think once you get CME and the stock markets going 24/7, and then you'll probably end up with a lot of liquidity going on chain, and then it'll be unstoppable, brother. Yeah. It will always be lower volume during holidays and weekends. No, yeah, theoretically, yes, but I don't know because we've never had that opportunity to see the other side. I think humans are pretty fucking degenerate, And yeah, is the VP of trading gonna come in over the weekend? No. Are there gonna be a fucking, you know, a whole army of interns over the weekend and junior analysts that have to trade over the weekend? Yes. Are there going to be opportunistic capital and liquidity providers during the weekend? Yes. So it'll really be up to, if there is an opportunity for the weekend to be exactly the same as Monday through Friday, will the human behavior change? I think it'll be no. Now, if you're gonna tell me, but Kimba, the banks are still gonna be closed, they're not gonna introduce products that will provide them liquidity over the weekend, then yeah, I mean, even if the markets are still trading, if the liquidity is paused, if the capital inflow is paused, if there is no banking solution that gives you access to shit over the weekend, then yeah, everybody's hands are tied. Now, if somebody comes around like a Goldman Sachs, like a JP Morgan Chase that creates like a weekend version of ACH, or the automated clearinghouse actually makes real-time data available during the weekend, and so money is actually accessible during the weekend, then it's really just a human behavior question, right? If a Saturday and a Sunday can be just exactly the same as a Monday, Tuesday, does volume actually drop off? I don't know. I think it'll be a really interesting social experiment. Kachai! This is what I would say. Does the casino have more volume during the weekend on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or during Monday through Friday? Boo. Yeah, we already went over some TA for right now. Things that you want to be cautious about as we get closer and closer to CME resumption. And yeah, even yesterday's stream highlights is here. Yeah. And so we were talking about this. A lot of people got the golden pocket long. You heard? Yeah, can we give it up for the blue line? The blue line, dot, 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 dot. The blue line. Blue line. Or there you go. Blue line. Blue line. Yep. Exclamation YouTube if you need it. If you need it. Yeah, well, no. See, I was telling Omar, dude, I don't think you really want to be chasing anymore. Yeah, I mean, you know what would be fucked is it goes to the golden pocket that you're talking about, and this dumbass is in the red and he's trapped. Because he's in before the golden pocket. So, like, do you see why I'm longing here? And why I'm kind of telling you, dude, be careful. It's kind of getting crowded. Like, I don't know if you really want to start chasing this bitch. It's getting really crowded. Like, do you understand the difference between when I was looking to long and you're still chasing? 25 million, right? 13 million. So it doesn't mean he has to get cleaned, but just be aware of your surroundings, brother. You need to start like adjusting your probabilities of success. It's not the same. Your probability of success on the long is not the same as mine when I took it, a day or two ago. So just kind of be aware of what's going on. Remember, I share all of this with you guys for fucking free. Look. So all it takes is fucking 3 clicks. Right? Like there should be no excuses of, oh, I didn't see it. What do you mean? you didn't want to check. This is 3 clicks away for everybody. So regardless of if you want a long or short, like it's almost like the smaller time frame failed auction short is like a little bit better. You know, can you articulate to me if there's a hidden bear div? So you have a bigger hidden bear div and you have a regular, smaller. Well, actually, no, it's not a regular bear div, but I thought it might be. No, barely by a hair, it's not a regular bear div. Now I think it's just better to wait for CME, ladies and gentlemen. JV says, I got my 40%. What was missing filled? Nice. Well, JV, at this point, stop chasing and stop adding. I think everybody believes that you are indeed bullish, so you can't lose. All right, and that's the most important part. So stay safe. In about 3 hours, you're going to have CME open. So we're going to find out if it's going to clean the bottom or if the failed auction is good to go. Keep an eye on what we talked about with ES and 59.50, 58.50. See how CME, ETH for S&P is going to open. Is it a bullish gap? Is it a bearish gap? Is the gap actually reacting bullishly or bearishly? And then just do your best. I'll be on early as hell tomorrow. So I'll be here pre-market. How many of you guys here pre-market for that 15-second alpha TA? Hey, thank you guys for being here and being patient with me while I tested those things. How many of you guys excited for live trading this week? I told you I'm not playing around, chat. We might even do altcoin nerd out on Saturday. Just depends on how quickly I can get everything done, Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. T minus 2 hours, 30 minutes and counting for CME. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.